Alright, here we have some special triangles. We have, starting off with a 45, 45, 90. Two examples of a 45, 45, 90. The good thing is, I call it a 1-2 triangle. Both legs are going to be the same, so they're the one. They're just one thing. They're going to be exactly the same. And then the hypotenuse is going to be the 2. It is the length of the leg times the square root of 2. Whatever the leg is, times the square root of 2. There's no math, there's no figuring out, there's just remembering. I know we don't like to do that, we don't like to study, we don't like to pay attention, we don't like to learn formulas, because it's not the map of whatever game you're playing. But if you just remember this, whatever one leg is, the other leg is. So if this leg is 11, this one is 11. That's the 1. The 2 is whatever the legs are. The hypotenuse is the leg with this weird thing that pops up. Is the leg times the square root of 2. That's it. There's no thinking to it. You're just remembering. You have each side, each leg is 11, and then the hypotenuse is going to be 11 times the square root of 2. So we get the example over here, another 45, 45, 90, where it's a 1-2 triangle. If this is 3 times the square root of 2, whatever the 3 is, or whatever the number is in front of the square root of 2, is what both legs are. So, both legs are 3. The hypotenuse is 3 times the square root of 2. Now we have a different one, the 30, 60, 90. Right now on the 30, 60, 90, it's another one of those you just got to remember it, because you don't have to work out any math. I call it a 1-2-3 triangle. A 1-2-3. The small side is the 1. The hypotenuse is the 2. And then the medium side, I guess you could say, the longer leg, is the 3. So whatever the short side is, the hypotenuse is 2 times the short side. And then whatever the short side is, the middle side, the long leg, is it times the square root of 3. So if we look at this one right here, we have 4. Well, 4 times 2 is 8. So that means that the hypotenuse, which is 2 times the small side, is 8. And then our x down here, which is the long leg, is going to be the 3. 4 times the square root of 3. We have the 1, whatever this is, the 2, multiply it times 2, 3. Put a square root of 3 with it. 1, 2, 3. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times the square root of 3. So same thing when we have this over here, we have 18 as our hypotenuse. Well, we know our hypotenuse is 2 times whatever this is. Well, if we take 18 and divide it by 2, we find out that this side is 9. Okay? For our third side, this side right here, times the square root of 3. Our 1-2-3 triangle. And so now we've done the 45, 45, 90, and we've done the 30, 60, 90 special triangles. Okay, so there's the couple reviews that you needed for your test that will be coming up later this week. If you were still wondering about the midpoint and distance, I did a video on that. It is up on YouTube along with this video here. It is section 9.5. It gives you everything you need to know about the distance formula and the midpoint formula as well. And so be ready, be looking at these videos and ask questions before you take the test. Some of you are just turning stuff in, like, well, I didn't understand it. Well, completion is not what we're looking for. We're looking for education. And so you doing work that you don't understand without asking any questions is kind of pointless, and I can't be there with you to know when you need questions to see how you're working things out. So this is one of the things we're missing in the classroom. Is in the classroom I can be with you. You can ask questions easily or listen to other people ask questions. I can walk around and see what you're doing wrong, see how you're working, and when you're struggling. So since we don't have that classroom, I need you to ask questions. So be doing that. Hopefully you do well on the test and be safe out there.